kids for a whole week. And last year we found out that some kids was in serious need, and we was able to provide them with resources to aid. So I'm looking forward to it, and it starts today at 10 o'clock. So once I'm off the show, I would head over to Capital Manor Gym to set up and prepare to receive the 70 kids this morning.
And Carlton, it is not too late for those children who may not have pre-registered. Is it still time for them to register to become a part of the program?
I would ask them to call. We really limit the amount of kids because to give the facilitators a correct number to be able to interact with. Right now the groups are ranging right around 13. So with some of the activities and the presenters, we get the group too large, then it's not really going to be productive. But if there's a special case where a parent may need some assistance, we're always open to make adjustments. But we try to cut the registration off. Well, we cut it off at 60, but we have made concessions to 70. So you can always imagine that if we continue to, we'll be up to 100 or so. But we are looking forward to doing other things, and hopefully this will allow parents to see what we're doing and to stay connected and to be able to participate in each and every one of our events that we'll have the rest of the year.
What can you share with go ahead, James?
Let me just say this again, because we just came on Zoom. I just pushed the button for Zoom. I just wanted to say good morning, everybody. And this is Portsmouth Coffee Talk, the morning show. And our special guest this morning is Carlton Copeland. And we're already in progress. So thanks for joining us. Go ahead, Leah.
Okay, and Carlton, your facilitators, what programs like today, what will you focus on today for the young people?
Every day, Liz, it's 5 different workshops. So we have 5 different presenters each day. Today we have Dare that we're presenting. Dare will actually is one of the facilitators that will be there every day. Long tennis will be there every day. We have chair fitness. We have community outreach today. Well, God bless you. So today they will receive, I'm sitting here trying to look for my schedule, but it's okay. Give me 1 second. Just when you think you're prepared, Leah, that have everything right in front of you.
And it's Monday.
Something that happens, but I do have it. Give me 1 second. I have my folder all because I was up last night making sure I had everything I needed to take with me, and that seems not to be here. So let me remember today what's on the schedule. Can you go to the next question while I pull that up, and I can give you that information.
Surely. And you have a week of activities, week with individuals who will be there on a daily basis.
Yes, ma'am.
And then on Saturday is the big event.
Yes, the big event.
The culmination of everything that's taking place this week.
Everything. Even the exposures and those who hear it throughout the week. Saturday is a day of peace where we want people to come out and realize that we as a people in the city, if we just come out and bring our gifts and our talents and our time, what we can achieve, what impact we can have on our kids. So Saturday we have out at Capital Manor Rec Center, we have ball fields, basketball courts, tennis courts. So a purpose-driven goal is to have all those activities going on for that day. So we do have Finney First Foundation, who's been on your show, Big Homies. They're going to sponsor the outdoor basketball court. We had Long's Tennis that's going to be facilitating tennis. We have Rodney Granger from that will be doing pickleball. We have the Portsmouth Bruins football program that will be facilitating on the football field. We have 6 organizations that are entering kickball teams into our kickball fields that we're going to compete against each other. We have another field that's open. If anyone wants to play sandlot, pick up kickball, they can come and participate. We have a DJ, a good friend of mine, Junior Rock. A lot of you guys may know him. He will be doing the DJing. We have some talk shows, podcasts that we podcast, and we have food. We have local and resources such as Portsmouth at Work, Social services, I'm still trying to get them to come out on Saturday. We got Hampton Roads Workforce Council, Manor, Norfolk alumni. So we have a variety of things that's happening on Saturday, and we just want everybody to come out and participate. Bring your kids so we can just have a wonderful day of peace and give God the glory.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Sounds like it's going to be a great event. I know the Norcom alumni, we're looking forward to being out there to support you. And, you know, and if you heard our show on Thursday, we had Miss Helen Davis on it. And what you're doing by pulling all of these organizations together is what she talked about. It was the collaboration of
Yes.
organizations. And it's good to see organizations. You know, it's not good to see you operating in a vacuum, but the organizations coming together to work together for the benefit of the children of the community.
Absolutely. And that's the whole mission statement for Purpose Driven. Our goal and our purpose is to continue to collaborate with local, national business and organizations and churches, entrepreneurs and individuals in order for we all can come together. You know, people always say it takes a village, and it does, but we have to be open and willing to use the resources and the gifts that God's given us, because, you know, he doesn't charge us for what he gives us. So if we just take what we have and what he's given us, because all of us are blessed to be able to be doing what we're doing, and he provides a way for us. So we're able to take what he gives us and bring it to a place and a time that we can do marvelous things in the city. And Pastor always says, many hands make light work. So, you know, many organizations can have a huge impact, and it really won't be hard on the individual. It won't be tear them down. It won't break them down, but because you have other people to help build you up.
Exactly. Exactly. And Carlton, how did you and when and how long has purpose driven program been in effect? And
Well,
how did you get to this place in time?
Well, it started in West Virginia, actually. Well, before then, but it's really, my growth started in West Virginia. You know, I lived in West Virginia up in the mountains for 9 years, and really that's when my relationship with God started to manifest in me. Always was a Christian, got baptized early, but those 9 years in West Virginia is where I really developed my relationship with God and started getting outside of my comfort zone and trusting him and learning how to live in the faith. And so in the spirit. So doing what I was doing here, I did it in West Virginia. You know, we started a basketball program. I started coaching, started doing camps, started doing community service. I started hosting cookouts after church for the neighborhoods and our church members. And so when God was ready for me and had grew me up and prepared me for what he would have me to do back at home, he opened up an opportunity for me to come back home. So when I came back home, I hit the ground running because I was already working in my purpose. So I knew if I could do it in West Virginia, that I could do it bigger and better in Portsmouth. So blacktop basketball is where I started. That was my first nonprofit. And now, you know, blacktop basketball is a program for a driven purpose, but we have manifested from basketball to more of a community faith-based purpose in life and what we're doing. But even if you see one of my blacktop shirts at the bottom, it says strengthening the community. So that's really always been the drive, but using basketball to do so. So a purpose driven is an extension of that. So that's how we got to a purpose driven, because we wanted to do more than just basketball. We wanted to reach out and send a message that we all have a purpose and we must be driven. And if we do it together, then we will continue to succeed. We'll continue to give God the glory. So that's how we got to a purpose driven. You know, my sister Dion, which is a huge supporter. You know, we pondered the idea, the logo and everything, and we came up with it. And if you see this logo that has 3 nails in it, which represents the nails that Jesus Christ was nailed to the cross with.
Amen.
And you know, for me, when I look at the nails, you know, we always think about us pouring in, but the nails, the strength of the nails, the solid part is where the 3 nails intersect. And to me, that's the strength of Jesus. And then on the 6 points that come out of it is what we're able to do. We're able to take his strength and we're able to go out into the world, go out into our communities and invest in others.
What a message for this Resurrection Monday. My goodness, couldn't have a better message, that's for sure. Colonel, you have anything, or James?
Oh, you know, I have one for you.
Go ahead, Colonel.
Okay, kids or a family are expected this weekend, and is there a cost?
There is no cost, Colonel. We are expecting over 400 people this weekend to come out on Saturday. Like I said, we have over 70 kids registered at Cavalier Manor, and I forgot that we not only have Peace Camp going at Cavalier Manor, we also have Peace Camp going at J.E. Parker over there with Miss Angela Hollingworth. So I believe she has 25 to 30 kids registered over for her Peace Camp, and they will also be coming over on Saturday. So if you just looked at the 100 kids that we have in the camp for the week, and we're inviting their family and their people out. So we're anticipating over 400 people. And so I don't know what God's going to do on Saturday, but I just know he's going to do a marvelous thing. And we all will stand out there and look around and say, wow, what a beautiful thing.
Those numbers are great. And
yes,
free for the public. But I have one question. So you're set up by a nonprofit, I believe?
Yes, sir.
And then so if people want to help this nonprofit, how would they get money to you?
We have a Cash App set up when it's the $ a purpose driven. They can donate that way.
Good. The reason I do that, and I ask you that because one, as a true nonprofit, I just keep going back to a nonprofit that one of our city councilmen has, that they charge the kids money to play basketball. And I just keep, and I just shake my head because your nonprofit actually gives back to society versus this person's nonprofit enriches himself. So I just had to get that off my chest. So that's the political side of me. And I'm glad you West Virginia, because I used to have an office in West Virginia when I was recruiting out there on recruiting duty.
Okay.
And, and I know that's cold country, and, that has the worst healthcare and educational status. And you normally ranks in the bottom half of this country's thing, and you escaped it. So,
well, I was fortunate, Colonel. I was right there in Martinsburg, West Virginia. So I wasn't really west up in the mountains, but I was in the mountains, but I was only 25 minutes from Maryland and a half an hour from Virginia. So I wasn't really up there in the mountains.
You at the foot of the mountain.
Yes. So I just thank God, and he's always placed my family and I in a place where it was great. As much as we moved around, he's always provided us in a safe environment, in a safe neighborhood. So I thank him for that. And we had no trouble.
Yes, he looked out for you.
Always.
Yes. And you had a foot at the mountain because you were climbing that mountain to get on out.
Well, I mean, I can tell you a short story. I don't recall ever saying West Virginia coming up or even knowing what West Virginia was. But I do remember before I left and knew I was leaving, I had told my wife, which was my girlfriend at the time, that, I got to a point in my life where I just wanted to go to the mountains and be a hermit. But I didn't actually know that that's where I was going to end up. So when I ended up in West Virginia, it just, made me feel some type of way that, 8-9 years before I ended up in the mountain, that I actually said that I wanted to go to the mountains.
You speak things into existence, Carlton.
Yes, and I know that now. I know that now. So that is definitely one of the things that I said God has given me a gift, because I've experienced that since I've been back. And that's why people say, Carl, you always talk, and I'm gonna keep talking, because I know that you can speak it in existence, and that if you have patience, that it will be manifested in your life. So, all that I'm doing this week is a testimony of that, because this is something that I spoke into existence, that I wanted to do this, and I wanted to be able to occupy the field in a way that all the sports activities would be going on at one time, so the citizens and the kids could take the benefit of what the city has provided for us in the Capital community. So and it's taken 4 or 5 years, but I'm glad I was patient enough and trusted him enough that it will come about, and to be able to do it at such a magnitude with so many people making it happen is really the important thing for me.
And Carlton, it's good to mention one thing, James. I'm gonna ask one other question, and I'll turn it over to you, James. But
Go ahead.
your lovely bride, it's time to switch up. Not yet. Your lovely bride has been by your side throughout all of these events. I see her there with you, by your side. Your son, and
Yes.
you have others who are in support of you as well, who are always there with you. You want to kind of give them a shout out, those individuals who've been there to assist you throughout
Absolutely.
this journey?
Absolutely, Leah. Thank you for keeping me out of the doghouse. I tell you, you're so sweet. Yes, my wife Millicent, yeah, she's been there throughout the years, supporting me in all of my efforts, and dealing with me, and sacrificing her time with me for me to give my time to the community and to these efforts. So yes, my wife Millicent has definitely been very supportive. We have 8 children.
Oh, it's 8.
There's 8. There's 4 girls, 4 boys. So my children also have missed daddy over the years. So I thank them for sacrificing me to allow me to continue to follow my vision, to follow my assignment. And so, yeah, we have 4 girls, 4 boys, ranging from 31 to 17.
I think it's the 17-year-old is the one who I see all the time.
Yes, that's Jordan. That's the baby. So he's with me a lot, and he helped daddy out a whole lot in cooking and working my landscape and lawn service. So, but my daughters and my other sons are always there to support me if I need it. Everybody's here in Virginia except my oldest, CJ. He's in Atlanta. So everybody supports. So there's CJ, Jonathan, Delonte, Jalen, Sydney, Kayla, Maya, and Jordan. Like I said, my sister Dion's a big support. My mother's there. There's just so many people who make it happen. You know, Parks and Rec been supporting me ever since I got back. So shout out to Mark Pomachek and his staff, the staff over out at Capital Manor. I was very supportive. Obviously, Capital Manor Civic League, you know, Ray Smith is always there helping support. So I just thank all of them for being able to give me the opportunity to do what God will have me to do.
You know, Ms. Copeland, Atlanta must be the promised land, because my daughter's there too. I don't know. It seems like everybody ends up in Atlanta or somewhere in Georgia. But anyway, I want to say this first. You know, you attended the Manor High School, Manor Mustang.
Yes.
So let people know we have people other than Greyhounds on our show. We had somebody that challenged us about that, you know, said everybody comes on here as a Greyhound, but
it's because Greyhounds have done so well. What can I say?
Well, everybody's a certain age. If they're a certain age, they went to Norfolk. But anyway, I wanted to say
I'm not gonna hold that against you guys. You know what I mean? I give you guys your prop in the city. You know, I have aunts and uncles that's graduates from Norfolk, so I do understand. You know, but you know, we are the Mustangs, and I'm gonna be a Mustang for life. You know, very important part of my life.
Be proud of your school, man. That's all right. But I wanted to say, I want to kind of agree with Leah. She mentioned about all the different groups coming together and how good it is to see that. You know, a lot of times you have a lot of different groups doing different things, which is good. But every once in a while, for all those groups to come together and pool their resources is a good thing. And it's also a solution to, you know, we have a lot of youth crime. And one of the solutions is trying to get to the younger people before they get to that point where they might want to consider criminal acts. So,
absolutely.
You know, the things like you do, you know, is part, like I said, that's part of the solution. How conscious are you all in your groups of that being a part of your mission?
Very much so. Glenn, very much so. I mean, just to give you guys an idea how extensive the lineup is, the Man Foundation, community outreach, lawn tennis, Michelle Smith and her gardening, Dare. We have Arnett Swain coming with Real Talk, Rodney Granger with pickleball. We have New Cycle Counseling Therapy. We have Brookside Property Group who's gonna come in and do HVAC for us. We have, the list goes on. We have MARMC STEM program that will be there today. We have a school counselor, Ms. Randall Thompson will be there today. The thickness trainer for chair fitness, giving back to the block, Jess Hair Cosmetology, connecting the community will be there. Live, love, and pray. We just, I think there's one more on Friday. So that's majority of them, and I think there's one more I try to find. I think it's on a Friday they have.
Let me ask you this. I heard you mention
Elevate Health and Wellness will also be participating this week.
Okay, let me ask you this. I heard you when you were going down that list, you mentioned pickleball. And it's something new to me. I heard about pickleball, and I think that's something that somebody my age might be able to play. But to tell us what pickleball is, so people won't be coming there with pickles thinking that that's because if I know I'm not by myself,
No, you're not,
new.
James. I'm right there with you. I'm with you all the way on that
I
one.
heard about, and it's, like I said, it's probably something that I can do.
Yes, I would
my
say
basketball shoes.
I would say, pickleball is just a smaller tennis court, and it's played with a wiffle ball, a small paddle, and you still have the net. The rules are pretty much the same as tennis, have inbounds, out of bounds, but they have right in front on either side of the net, an area that's called the kitchen that is part of the court, but you can't enter the kitchen unless the ball goes into the kitchen. So it makes it kind of challenging in playing, but you do serve. The scoring system is a little different, but it's not as fast, and the court is smaller, so you don't have to cover as much space. But it's definitely set up just like a tennis court where it's divided. You have two sides. The lines are the same, the out of bounds, the rear out of bounds line, the side lines. But I haven't played it. I've seen it played. I was made aware of it, brought to my attention, and got interested in it years ago. But I have to give a big shout out to Rodney Granger over at the Sportsplex on Portsmouth Boulevard, that he's introduced it there and actually has a league now. So he's gonna, and they play on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you're interested in playing, you definitely can go to the Sportsplex on Tuesdays and Thursdays, or give them a call. But they definitely gonna be out on Saturday to introduce it on a larger variety scale, so everybody can be aware of it. But it is a sport that I think I want to play, because like I said, it's not as grueling, it's not as physical. You don't have to be as fast and quick.
Oh, okay. That sounds like
James, I still think we wouldn't make the team.
yeah,
Okay.
it still sounds like, I get in that kitchen, I wouldn't leave. But I first heard about it from Cletus Cassidy, and I thought it was part of his comedy routine.
Right.
Pickleball, but it sounds like a part of the whole festive fun. It sounds like it'd be something there for everybody.
Yes.
Old and young, but with the main focus being on our youngsters. And I would encourage some of the adults to come out too, because we all, everywhere we go, we have to set an example for the young people there. So that's a great place to be. They can see us fall down and laugh at us,
Right.
Yeah, and I really appreciate what you've been doing. But before we go any further, we're gonna transfer from the radio to Facebook Live, which you've been on the whole time. And I want to thank all the listeners on WGPL 1350 for listening this morning. We appreciate you, and come back next Monday as we have another exciting guest. But we'll be switching to Facebook only now. And those listening, if you want to continue to see or listen to the conversation, go to my Facebook page, James Overton. Okay.
Okay, Carlton. Miss
Yes, ma'am.
Renitra Hooker, Miss Neat Neat. My Neat Neat has been a big supporter of yours. And Neat Neat says that this week and Saturday will be amazing. Thank you, Carlton, for this. It's so needed in the community.
Yes, Neat, she is definitely a supporter, and I thank her. And the reason I'm smiling because every time since I've been back, I knew her as a child. I was with her sister. Her sister and I were very close. And once I graduated and moved on and went through life, when I came back, I didn't recognize her. And I think it happened on several occasions where she recognized me, and I just always laugh because she's grown up and become such a wonderful woman and wife and mother, and her daughter's doing well. So I thank her for her support, but she always catches me off guard because I'm just amazed at the woman that she has become, and she had to remind me several times who she was. I just felt embarrassed about it, but I got much love for her, and because
me too, Carlton. Me too. Me
yeah,
too.
I mean, when you meet somebody or know somebody that knew you when you was in your teenage years, you just know that they know you.
Yes.
So I just thank her for that.
Just say, Carlton, they know you.
They know you. Yeah,
they know you.
Yeah, they can say he was 16, 17. I know him.
Yes, yes.
So that's very important, and a lot of that is my motivation because I spent my life in Portsmouth, and it means a lot to me, and to know that what God is having me to do is not just for me, it's for my community, Cavalier Manor, in the city I love, which is Portsmouth, which made me the man that I am now. I've done so much in Portsmouth as a child, through sports, through activities, and working in the city of Portsmouth. I worked at David's nightclub and was the bar manager. That was a management position for me at an early age in a nightclub, and being part of the riverfront when it opened and being the bar manager there. So it's a lot of things that I've done in the city that allowed me not only to grow but to put food on the table for my family when I was younger. So I just can't wait. People talk about our city and the disarray that it's in, but I know that God has a bigger plan. And sometimes when you're down, you have nowhere to go but up. And I know that Portsmouth is on the upswing because He has allowed all of us to be in a position to come together to do so. And so that's my motivation, that's my drive, and that's my belief. Because who would have figured? Who could have planned it? Who could have made it happen but God?
Amen.
That we're here in the positions, influential positions, to be able to have a hand on a pulse, because we're all kings and queens. Because if we truly think about it, we don't walk by ourselves. He has given us the ability to be kings and queens. And then we say, come on, that you're not coming by yourself. You probably don't even know how many people that will be behind you. And you put 100% effort into bringing people along with you to support you, that know you. So if we just do that, then God would do the rest, because that's what He told me. If you bring the people, I'll do the rest. So my only goal is to plan and bring people together and know in my heart that God is doing something for somebody at these events or when we are gathered. So it's not about me. I get excited about the task and the assignment, but this week will pass, Saturday will pass, and God will have another assignment. So we could be glorified in the time that we're working. To me, that's the joy. It's not the day of the event. That's the easy part.
Exactly.
It's to see God working from the time you planned it and set the date on how He manifests and bring all the pieces together. Just like me being here on the show this morning. I didn't plan it, but it happened because He knew it was going to happen before Saturday. So we just got to trust Him.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Colonel, we can't see you, so I don't know if your hands are up.
Oh yeah, it's always up. But with Carlton,
yes.
I'm reminded, especially when we talk about your West Virginia, and you had a path. Like everybody has a path that they are gifted to follow. And then
Yes.
sometimes we go array and then we go in and out of that path. And I'm glad you listened to the call and came this way. And now you've given this path. And I'm looking at your program that you have and that you've been doing for a long time, but how is it coming together in this program? And I look at what the goals and objectives would be. And I think right off the top, and you can correct me, that you're giving a chance for the kids to see some, or they're getting mentorship, they're having a safe place to verbalize everything they've ever thought about, looking at career stuff, and to build and strengthen their friendships and also get a sense of community, especially out there in Cavalier Manor. And I used to live out Bonneville, so I know that community.
Yes.
So what is, are there any other goals or objectives that you want to, that I did not cover in that rendition?
No, you covered a lot of them. You know, like I said before, a purpose driven is faith based, and you know, it's always a challenge when you do these things, how to interject your faith and God in it. And so the safest thing for me to do is when I speak and when I interact with the kids is just to tell them about who God is for me and how I got here and the things that he's done for me and my family. You know, I didn't know that God, you know, I never wanted kids, but he gave me 8. But, you know, my grandparents had 8 and 7 children, and I'm the only grandchild with 8 children. So I even look at that God knew what he had planned for my life when he gave me 8 children, 8 lives, 8 of his children to father. Because there was a time I was searching on what I wanted to do. And I asked God, well, what is it that you would have me to do? And in an instant, sound like somebody just hit me on the side of the head. He said, how many kids do you have? I said, 8. He said, there's your answer.
Yeah.
You're gonna be doing kids. So no, we're just gonna pour into them and try to slow things down for them for 7 days. You know, school's not in, just slow it down, allow them, try to teach them how to find their peace and to overcome fear of trying new things, being open to new things and to receive it, and how to use the things that they are being exposed to this week after the Peace Camp is over. So hopefully, you know, prayerfully going forward that they will have techniques and mechanisms to handle life as life continues to come with them, because we can't be with our kids always. So what we want to do is teach them how to prepare for life and how to handle life when it comes on you, and who you can turn to when the lights go out and hard times may come upon you, that you can just stand and know that it'll be okay. And you don't have to act out in violence or rage, that you can handle it in a situation, any situation, that you can control your mind and your feelings and your emotions. And that is be okay if you've been hurt, that you don't have to hurt someone else.
And you know, and Carlton, is amazing. That number 8 that you said, that number 8 is the number of building. And number 8 is when humanity really began, because God created everything in 7 days. So humanity began on that 8th day. So that number 8 is especially a great number, number. Shows completion and building. James, I'm sorry. Go ahead, James.
Okay, Carlton, I want to, you know, as you grow, I saw you say that you started out a few days and then extended to 5, you know, as far as the camp. And you know, number one, going forward, you know, I'm sure you will grow in the number of children that will come. How would people that might want to volunteer to help you out, you know, in the future when you have your next camp? And number 2, this Saturday, do you still need people as volunteers to come out and help? I heard you talking about cooking and things like that. And I think it was mentioned about some people might come out there that are vegans. And I know they out there because my daughters and my daughter's whole family is one. So, you know, people want to come out there and help, you know, is it an opportunity for them to still come out Saturday and help out with you?
Slim, yes, I've learned not to say no. I've learned to say yes in moderation. So I say yes in that regard. They can reach us on Facebook at A Purpose Driven. They can reach me on Facebook at Copeland Carlton. They can reach us on Facebook at Blacktop Basketball VA. They can email us at A Purpose Driven 501c3. So they can reach out to us, and we take volunteers. Just find someone that has on a Day of Peace t-shirt, or ask for Carlton or Dion or somebody that's running it. We'll have something for you to do, because we're going to have other field games that, we need volunteers to man. And if you do like to cook, or you like to serve, because we're going to have a wrap station. We're going to be preparing the food, wrapping the food, serving the food, starting at 12 o'clock. So definitely come out and let us know you want to volunteer. We got many volunteers that'll be coming through the camp, actually Monday through Friday, just to volunteers, just to be there to help us transport the kids from station to station, or even, deal with the kids, as some kids may need some individual time. So we just want to make sure that we have enough people there to continue to move forward and continue to grow. We're looking for people who want to be part of a purpose driven and what we do in the future. So we're welcoming all comers, and there's other organizations that we have relationships with that we can also use volunteers for in the future. So I don't want to leave and not say about the kickball team. So I want everybody to know what organizations are participating in this kickball competition. Obviously, you have a purpose driven with a team. Cavalier Mountain has a team. Finney First Foundation has a team. Big Homies have a team. Cuts have a team, and also J.E. Parker is put the team in. So those are the programs that will be participating out there on Saturday. We have a lineup of guest speakers each morning. I felt it was important for the kids to have a morning opener to someone that they could look up to in the city. So we have today, Delegate Don Scott will be there this morning. Tomorrow we have Mayor Shannon Glover. On Wednesday, we have Sheriff Moore. Thursday, Chief Jenkins. And then on Friday, we have Pastor Joseph Fleming will be coming out at 10 o'clock, opening up for the kids each and every day.
Yeah,
So
keep those Mountain people in there involved, huh? Those Mustangs involved.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are in the community, in the city.
And to switch just a little bit to toot your horn as far as your family, you have quite a few. You mentioned about the 8 children. You have quite a few of your children who are college grads. Am I correct on that?
Yes. CJ graduated from Hampton. My oldest daughter, Jalen, graduated from, babe, where did Jalen go again? Mount Olive. Jalen went to Mount Olive. Delonte graduated from Norfolk State. Behold the green and gold.
Behold the green and gold.
Behold the green and gold. Kayla did attend Longwood. She didn't go back. And Jonathan had some college. Mm-hmm. So everybody had an opportunity. Sydney, she went to TCC, waiting for her to get her associates. But she's working and doing very well. I worked at Costco for 26 years and retired. So I have 3 of my kids that's currently working there as well. It's a great company. Mm-hmm. So it's just an awesome thing that God has provided all of my kids an opportunity to go to college and get a college education. So 3 of them do have college degrees. One's going to end up with associates. And like I said, Jordan's still in high school, and I'm praying that he will go to school as well. And like I said, Maya's in there. So overall, if we continue the course, 5 out of the 7, and I think that's a true blessing.
Yes, yeah, and I mentioned that because I'm sure, throughout the program, throughout the week, education is stressed along with all the activities they'll be doing.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, James. And for me, as a father, and if there's fathers out there that's listening, never give up. Mm-hmm. Never allow things to seem to be so bad where you just give up. You can ask my wife and my kids. I'm vocal. So I don't like to carry stuff around and hold it. So, and I always raise them to know Carlton first. because I was Carlton before I was daddy. So, you know, I try not to lose myself in being a father. So I want them to, you know, wanted them to know who I was and that I got feelings, that I'm human. So I release a lot of stuff with my kids, and sometimes they don't like it, but I think in the end, they will appreciate it, that because it is hard being a Black man in America raising kids. And there's a lot that we deal with and go through. And I just want to give hope and courage to the fathers that's out there that's raising their kids. Don't give up, you know, be there for your kids as much as you can. Explain to them who you are, what you do. If you're not around and you're working hard, let them know where you are, you know, that you're working. You got to provide. So they can have a clear understanding, because, you know, kids don't verbalize much these days. So we got to go to them with the conversation and pull out of them what we need to know about our kids, so we'll know where they are in life, emotionally and psychologically. So, you know, you definitely got to start in the home, and deal with your kids. So, you know, like mom told us, when you leave the house, you represent me.
That's right. That's right.
When you leave the house, you represent me. So we have to go back to have our kids to know who we are and what our standards and our values are in our home. So when they go out, they carry that with them. So they're not out there cutting up and acting a fool, and be able to stand alone and not be a follower. So we just got to continue to pour into them, men. So pray, pray.
Yeah.
And Carlton, you know, it's good that you are bringing these strong role models in for these young people, because a lot of the young people really don't have role models in their life, no positive role models in their
Right.
lives. And as well as bringing the positive role models into their lives, you're also exposing them to people in the community who can have an impact upon their lives. So
Yes.
that's also extremely important. And so I'm glad to see that you're bringing those individuals in so the kids can see, touch, and see who these individuals are. And most importantly, we got to remind ourselves that it's not what we say to our children. Our children are watching our every action. So
Yes.
you may have the words that come out of your mouth, but if you're not showing that in your actions, they're not going to listen to the words that you're saying.
Right.
They're gonna reflect on what they see you doing. So it's
Absolutely.
important that you become positive role models in the lives of the children. So I want to thank you for bringing those individuals in for the children
Uh,
as well.
you're welcome. You know, I just told my son the other day that love is an action word.
It is.
Love is an action word. So we got to learn how to stand behind that and know that love is an action word. You know, I knew I was loved as a child because what I had and what my
Exactly.
parents did for me.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a lot of lip service when I was coming up about, you know, love and feelings, but, you know, you knew you was loved because your parents were sacrificing, putting food on the table, clothes on your back, and a roof over your head. And it served me well. So, you know, I know we're in a different time and age, but if we don't bring the past into the future, then there will be no past.
Exactly.
There will be
Exactly.
no past. So we just got to remind our kids and remind ourselves to take what was instilled in us and how we came up, and continue to pour that into our young people so they can know the history, because we're truly only about 4 generations away from slavery.
That's true.
Right, right.
You know, but people talk about slavery in the sense that it was something in the past. No, 4 generations is not that much. You know,
And the residue from it is still in existence.
absolutely.
The
It's right on
residue.
this show.
Amen. Amen.
It's right on this show.
That's right.
So I know the outhouses. I know all about it. So and that's another part I thank God about, that I remember most of my life into, you know, where I can categorize it to remember great grandmother. You know what I mean?
That's why it's important too, even though you have learning in school, even with activities like this, the young people need to know about that history. You know, you throw that in between the kickballs and all the pickleball and all the different activities. Make sure you feed them that knowledge as well. Wherever it comes from, you know, it's something that it's planting the seeds in them early. So when they grow up, they know the sacrifices that people made before them, and what their task is or what their purpose is going to be later on in life. They might not know it now, but that seed to be planted. Once it grows, they'll know their purpose. And so
Absolutely, especially the people who came before them and us in this same city.
right,
In this same city, you know.
Not only national people, but the people that are right here that done things. So
absolutely, absolutely, it's just an amazing thing. I want to thank you guys for inviting me on this show. It's definitely been an eye opener for me. I've watched it several times, not knowing that I will be up here one day, but just give me the platform to be able to tell the story.
Yeah, give you the opportunity to come back as well.
Yes, I'll be more than happy to come back, because there's a lot to me, and I know that God will have me to continue to press forward. A friend of my mom told me, "Carlton, you're doing well now, but wait till they hear the whole story." And that resonates, because everyone has a story, but
everybody has two or three books.
Yes, absolutely. You know, when you are as young as we are, you definitely have 2 or 3 books.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And Colonel, we haven't given Colonel, we can't see you, Colonel.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know. And I'm just in awe what Carlton's talking about, because he gave a nice rendition on the instance of fatherhood and family. And that really touched my heart. And then we also talked about what's going on today, because the past has erupted. If we look back at what's happening out there in the state of Tennessee, where we have overt racism against the 2 brothers out there in the House of Representatives, in the state house, and we say the past is the past, but the past has already caught up with us. And that racism is intertwined in our everyday lives, and those in the Confederacy are coming back to get these young kids. So the kids got to know what happened in the past, and they'll have to participate in the electoral process, and also in their communities and societies, and it's up to them to stamp out all this negative stuff that's coming our way. And so as I look at the news, I shake my head and says, Lord, Lord, have mercy. Let me get through the day. And
yeah, Carlton, you might want to in the future invite the Colonel as one of your speakers. I think with his 36 years of military service, he will definitely have something to offer, and especially him going in a field when he went into it that not too many Black males were going into, the nursing area.
Right.
And, the medical. I mean, the years he spent there and doing what he did, he could be a doctor.
So, I can imagine.
Yeah. So, consider having him as one of your speakers to come for the young kids. I think they will be very impressed with what he would have to say.
Well, we definitely can make that happen. I definitely can make this happen. Something just came to me, this morning, but it was already there. Maybe you guys can help me with it. So it's a challenge for you, Slim and Leah, that I have a idea, I have a belief that, the violence in our city is running rapid, and it has all of our citizens running scared, meaning that we're no longer outside. We no longer feel comfortable outside in our yards, in our home. And I mentioned this to Chief Jenkins in conversation, that I think if we just focus on one day first, that all of us send the same message, just a day of outside, like we have a day of peace as a city, just a day of outside. Everybody come outside your house on this day to occupy what's yours and what God has given you in real estate or land.
Right.
If it's a community party, or if it's just family come over in your yard, or whatever the case may be.
The way we used to do it, Carlton.
The way we used to do it. We got to show up.
And most of the time it was nothing planned. It's just something.
Right.
Hey, let's do this. Yeah, and you're quite right. That would be a a good thing to do, and do it on a regular basis, and let the people know we're not afraid to come out and occupy our own space,
Right.
which is our God-given right, like you said.
So yeah, we just need, start with one day, and everybody in the city, wherever you are, just come out. Just be outside, enjoy the outside. Spring is upon us, summer is coming. It's something that we really could push. You guys have a platform, and there's other people who have larger platforms, and through relationships and resources, I believe we can spread the word and make it happen. And like when I was coming up, if someone was doing dirt, you didn't want to do dirt where everybody was outside.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So, that dirt and that trouble will move away if you're just outside. You don't have to say anything, you don't have to do anything, but we as people, we just don't congregate where other people congregate that dirt.
Right.
The other thing, it'll help you meet your neighbors. In so many communities, you don't know anybody other than who's on each side, and you see them in passing. And our communities are broken that way versus how we used to live. And so that's another piece of that. But I have one more piece of housekeeping here. And for those out there in Electron land, if you like what you're seeing in this program, we need your help. And if you want to donate to Portsmouth Coffee Talk, you can send a donation to P.O. Box 7664, Portsmouth, Virginia 23707. And so that's a little bit of housekeeping. So we can continue to have shows like this, and also to expand them. And so we also need your help. And they also have we also have a Cash App. And well, I'll let Slim tell you that, but 100% of your donations goes back into our programming. So Slim?
Yeah, the Cash App is the $ PCT 1220, PCT 1220, and Zelle, of course, is Portsmouth Coffee Talk at yahoo.com. But as we wind down, and I know you have a busy Monday, starting off a busy week for you, and we really appreciate you again. And this Saturday, I'll be out there with my camera representing Portsmouth Coffee Talk. And I know you have some podcasts and other things. You probably have the local news out there. So, but we'll be out there, talking to people and showing what's going on out there live, or to the followers that follow us. So.
Well, I appreciate you for coming out. Like I said, anything that I do is come one, come all, because, it's just not about me. I have not gotten a news channel or anyone interested to cover this event or Saturday. So, if it's meant for them to be there, God would deliver them there. But I've made some phone calls. If someone's listening that knows somebody that works at the TV station, I think it'd be a great opportunity and a great thing for them to cover.
Yeah.
So
a lot of times they monitor what's going on social media. They're reporters, and they go by that, where they take it back to their bosses, and then it's up to them whether they want to cover it or not. But they see what's going on social media, and a lot of times that's how they show up.
Right. Well, if they're listening, I'm calling them out. But
yeah, call them out.
The show must go on. I know that they covered one or two of my events, and but the show must go on, and we're gonna do what God has asked us to do. And if anyone interested, Monday through Friday this week from 10 to 3, if you want to come out and see what we're doing with the kids, you're more than welcome to come in and sign in as a guest, and you can walk through and see the different activities in the different groups that's going to be there presenting. It's very interesting. I can't wait. I'm always excited about the STEM portion, so they're always doing something exciting with the kids. So I just can't wait to see what all of them are going to be doing this week.
And Carlton, your Saturday event is from what time to what time?
10 to 5.
10 to 5 on Saturday.
10 to 5 on Saturday. Yes, sir. Like I said, if you want to come out and if you want to donate, you $ a purpose driven. We're taking donations. If you want to volunteer your time, come out. If you just want to come out and meet myself and the staff and the board members and the volunteers, just come past Capitol Manor Gym Monday through Friday. Like I said, 10 to 3, Saturday with 10 to 5. We're there. If you want to bring something some snacks, or you're interested in doing something for the kids, you can reach me at Facebook, Copeland Carlton, or a purpose-driven or Blacktop Basketball VA. If not,
and I see Norcom alumni will be in the house. Okay, we will be out there to support you as well.
well, I thank you. I can't wait. Really, I can't. You know, every day, you know, to look forward to know that for the next 6 days, I get to wake up and see smiling faces of 70 kids and the community coming together to make a difference.
Yes.
I just can't wait. And it's a beautiful thing. It really is. It really is. And I thank you guys for having me. I can't say it enough.
Yeah, and I want to thank all the listeners, all the watchers on the Facebook page. You really sparked some interest this morning. A lot of people were watching and making comments. So we appreciate you all watching, and make sure you either donate or participate this Saturday. You know, come out there and enjoy the festivities and talk to the youth, talk to the young people. You know, let them know that they can talk back to you, you know, so let's get involved. But anyway, any last comments from the host before we let this young man go to his very busy schedule?
Carlton, I'd just like to say I thank you for all that you do for the community. As I stated, I've been blessed to have seen you in various places doing what you do.
Right.
And it's always been a pleasure to watch you and your wife and your son, and watch you all as you take care of those in the community. I think this is a wonderful program that you have planned for this week for the young people. It gives them a place to be rather than to be walking up and down the street with nothing to do. So I
Yes.
want to say thank you so very much for all that you do, and looking forward to joining you on Saturday.
Yes.
So, and we are claiming victory this entire weekend
Yes.
for the young people. You know,
Absolutely.
so we look forward to joining you on Saturday in Cavalier Manor. So once again, thank you so much for all that you do.
You
Go ahead, Carlton.
no,
I'm gonna cut you off right quick, Carlton. Let me get my thing out here. And so, yeah, so Carlton, but from the heart of hearts, thank you for what you do, because what you're putting into these young people is like gold, and it cannot be replicated. Well, hopefully it'll be replicated in the future. And we watched our kids grow up, and you're helping them. And as they say, it takes a village to raise a child, and you're helping just not your 8 kids rise up, but you're helping the whole community rise up. So thank you.
You're very much welcome. Before I go, I'll leave you guys with this. The only preparation for tomorrow is what you do with today. So,
Very
you know,
true.
let's pass that along. And, you know, I'm a basketball coach, so I'm a basketball guy. So, you know, I always tell my kids, you know, they always know hard work pays off. Winners don't quit and quitters don't win.
That's right.
So we just got to keep moving forward. We got to find things to hold on to give us motivation, not to be afraid to ask for help. And we can't be afraid to help, knowing that help is needed. And I just thank you guys so much for having me on the show. I look forward to coming back. And if there's anybody that's listening that have children or know somebody that have children that are in need, definitely reach out to us, because the circle of organizations in the city of Portsmouth, you know, the whole goal is for us to help each other. We all have our own specialties. We all have our own purpose in our own lane. So if it's outside of my lane, I would definitely, you know, get you in contact with somebody that I know that can give assistance. But definitely, we don't know if you need help if you don't tell us you need help. So if you're out there and you know somebody that's in need of help or in trouble, definitely reach out to us, Portsmouth Coffee Talk, or myself, so we can assist you in any way possible and getting you connected with the resources you need.
Okay, Carlton, man, you sound like my old basketball coach. But anyway, God bless you. And Portsmouth Coffee Talk is here for our voice.
Yes.
For our community.
In our future.
And our future, Kern, I'm holding yours for you.
And we salute you, and a purpose driven. We salute a purpose driven and all the youth that you'll be helping. Thanks a lot. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Carlton.
You're very much welcome.
Have
You
a
guys have a
blessed
blessed
week.
day.
And a
Yes.
blessed week.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.